your ancestors and your spirit team and the universe is guiding you through this next chapter of your life. I heard prepare for takeoff. So, and my right ear is ringing. Beauty in the unfolding. Yeah. You guys have something major coming in. And I'm getting that it's something that's been long awaited. This is the biggest confirmation. We have the sun. You broke barriers. My cat is, maybe that's confirmation too. Like, I think she feels the energy of this reading. The High Priestess. Wow. I'm getting emotional. Wow. Somebody just had a third eye opening. I have goosebumps. Wow, you've been learning yourself. There's divine intervention at play. Wow. Wow. Ooh, well, if that's not major confirmation for the first two cards out of the reading, like the major arcana, like that's just, I don't know what else I can even say. Yeah. Oh, whoa. We have the, I don't know that was, maybe it was supposed to come out. I got these earlier, but this one wasn't in the reverse. I think I'm gonna put that back in and see, because I mean, it could be in reverse. We got the Star in the reverse. We got the Page of Swords and the Ten of Coins. Wow. There's nothing stopping you from this destiny. Birds could be significant. The Page of Swords, they're carrying a bird on their finger. I almost get the feeling that it's like you're carrying your inner child with you at this time. Like it's like that carefree spirit. Some of you might be traveling too. Like there's a vantage point here. So I'm getting for some of you, like this traveling experience or this opportunity you're about to have is going to, whoa, hey, Remy, can you quiet down a little bit? Sorry. Yeah, you're like this traveling experience, this trip that you might be taking very serendipitously. There's also a stream of gold. So right now, the path that you are walking is your most abundant path. We have the Ten of Coins here. Dogs could be significant for some of you. There is a dog, like human-like dog. Maybe it's like represents metamorphosis. Like you guys have become you almost feel like a different being right now. Like you're very integrated. Like you have an awareness that you are still this same self, right? But like there is an aspect of metamorphosis, of evolution. You've morphed into this higher being and like you sense it, but there's part of you that's like, is this really what happened? Is this like a higher version of me? Like, how do I know? I mean, if that idea pops into your mind, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to know. We have Temperance in the reverse. Yeah. There's something that's being called back into balance in your life right now. Something's being called back in. I want to get clarification. What's being called back into balance at this time? Okay, yeah. Strength. You're taking back your power. This is a beautiful spread. I feel like there's a lot of energy that I'm kind of just feeling. So if my delivery is kind of slow, I'm just taking in a lot right now because this is beautiful. You're going major places. I mean, if you feel right now that your sphere of influence, like the amount of influence that you're going to have is big, like, yes, and think like 1,000 times bigger than your imagination, right? Like, think beyond your imagination, because it's going to be this big. And with temperance too, like all of her hands and all of her limbs, like you're going to have, maybe you're going to be like a multi-hyphenate, like you're going to have different domains or avenues. My eye was kind of itching. I don't know if that could be significant for some of you. Some of these are coming out in the reverse. We have the Knight of Swords. There's a horse. We're in Fire Horse here. Yeah, like you have chosen to embody this energy. Like you're moving into it with faith. There's a great level of determination here. You are also protecting your energy at this time. He does have like an arrow, some kind of blade in his hand. You're protecting your energy. Like you're moving forward swiftly and concisely. The path is in front of you, but you're also protecting your peace. You have come to a greater understanding of how much your peace is like the key to the success as well. So like not allowing your energy field to be permeated by maybe people like in the past. Like this could have been part of this evolution of this upgrade. Like you have ended cycles with people that, yeah, 4 of Coins in the reverse. You have ended cycles with people that kept you in a place of lack, and we've talked about that. With the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, I'm getting with this is kind of like you're giving a return to sender almost. And so this has created a new pathway for you. You're returning, energy that was projected on you back to sender. And because you've done this, like I'm telling you, some of y'all have recently released something major. Like major blockages have been released. I'm getting primarily around emotions, or it could be of overextending yourself. It could be matters of the heart. Yeah, with the 9 of Cups in the reverse, it's kind of just confirmation, right? Yeah. But you knew that you had to make a decision, and I think you made the decision. And it's almost like the previous version of you would have felt still unsettled by making this decision. So that should be major confirmation for somebody. If that resonates with you, that's major confirmation. You're not the same person. And kind of what I was saying earlier, if you have to question it, like you are different. Because like the older version of you wouldn't have even had the capacity or the awareness to, yes, literally, look, we have the Emperor. I just want that to be major confirmation for you guys. Like everything that, we're kind of talking about is it's being confirmed right now. Yeah, we have the Knight of Wands. I get for a lot of you too, because we have the Knight of Swords here as well. You're moving into this energy where ideas meet passion, meet innovation, meet drive. Like you might even be starting to feel this picking up. It could coincide with the Fire Horse energy, right? That we just stepped into this new year. Yeah, you have the Emperor here. So like for some of you, and we have the Fool in the reverse. That makes sense. Like there's no more, playing small. Like how do I word this? It's like you're not in the place anymore where you're open to taking risks that are not going to benefit you in any way. I think in the past there might have been times where you were open to just going with the flow because you didn't really have a structure. You didn't really have a set path that you wanted to follow. So you were really open to being open. And there's nothing wrong with being open. But I think there was a little bit of porousness in that flexibility that you were having. Like, I think this is a sign that now you've gotten a little bit more serious about whatever it is that you're bringing in. For a lot of you, I'm getting it's either attached to your career, we're pursuing a different career opportunity, or we are tapping back into like this version of us from when we were little, like inner child energy is what I'm getting, especially with the Fool being here. I mean, that's like, that card just, for me, it signifies like a new adventure, a new journey. And so I think you're like going back to this place where you are becoming a version of yourself that your inner child just admires so much. This was like the dream that your inner child had. We have 4 of Wands energy, so like 1111 as well. This is divinely guided. I can't make it up. This is divinely guided. Death in the reverse. So for me, this right now represents that a cycle has closed. You have closed out the cycle. You've processed what you needed to process. It doesn't mean that like moving throughout life, you're not going to continue to integrate things, lessons, you know, that were learned. But I'm getting that this situation was your lesson. It was your growth curve. You have finally reached a place of acceptance for what the situation had taught you. We're not in this place anymore so much where we're in our feelings about it. We are moving forward with clarity and aligned insight. We have the insight, and now we're taking action based off the insight that we have about this. Anything else want to come out? This might be a pretty quick read, but yeah, it's been beautiful though. Huh. We got the Page of Cups in the reverse and the 5 of Cups upright. I just want to make sure. Okay. What I'm getting though is it's kind of pertaining to this death in the reverse. You're starting a new journey. You're starting a new journey, and it's not going to be a place anymore where you are pouring from an empty cup, where you're over giving. It's like, you see the rabbit at the bottom? It's like, I got a new trick up my sleeve. Remy, I'm sorry. This has been a little bit of a chaotic reading for the background noises, but I'm trying to stay centered. And then we got the 5 of Cups. You're moving away from this timeline. But, you know, this is what I'm also getting is this had to happen. This was a catalyst for you. But, you know, the moon in the background, it's like this was depleting your feminine essence. So it was always there within you. It just had to come back online. Water could be significant. You might have water in your chart. You might have been dealing with a water sign. There is a lot of water energy here. Yeah. But there's also like, I'm getting a lot of fire horse energy right now. Because we did pull 2 knights. We pulled the Knight of Swords and the Knight of Wands. The Ace of Wands is at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So that's where I'm going to leave it. You guys are in a place where, because you have reconfigured what success and fulfillment looks like to you, you recognize that this was part of the purpose. Unfortunately, you know, you had to be in a position to understand just how abundant you are by going through these cycles where your energy was being siphoned, where the abundance was being outsourced to other people. But you finally came to this revelation of like, the reason why I feel so depleted is because this energy isn't going towards me. It's going towards other people that are not able to fill my cup or to receive my cup with reciprocity. And that puts us in a place of disempowerment, grief, and self-worth wounds, you know. But I'm getting that you've overcome this. I will say be careful though. What I just saw is this hand at the bottom. This would, you know, probably represent people from your past, whoever I'm referring to for you guys. whoever is from your past that, maybe they don't want to see you existing in this state. They know what's coming in for you. Like, people can also sense when you're at the precipice of something abundant and great. Like, they wouldn't have leached off of your energy as much as they did if they didn't know the type of person that you are. Just remember that. So, I will say, if this is a past person, or it doesn't even have to be romantic. Like, I'm not necessarily getting a specific, like, type of relationship. This could be somebody from your past. They see you advancing. They see you elevating, moving up. And they want to keep you down in the pool with them. That pool of, it looks like darkness. It's like murky waters. It's, kind of like, it's not like fresh flowing water. It's kind of stagnant, like a pool of water. So the moon is on your side as well. There's a lot of moon imagery with the high priestess here. And we have the page of cups. And these look like moons to me as well. And then, of course, with the 5 of cups, there's a moon in the background with that card. And then just if you guys are interested, we got the crescent moon, the high priestess up here. So that is your reading. I'm just going to trust that this finds who it needs to find. And I will say that in this reading that I was like feeling a lot more than maybe I could articulate, but hopefully you understand like how this lands and it makes perfect sense. If this was meant to find you, then, I'm sure that it resonates for you. Take what resonates and, just pass by on what doesn't. And, you can kind of just acknowledge that it doesn't resonate, and that's okay. With collective, sometimes it's not going to resonate piece by piece, right? But there will be significant insights for you. So just remember that, like it may not all resonate, but I always say if you, get a new idea or a new piece of insight or information emerges, then you can know that was for you, right? I'm thinking I can real quick, I'll do a Sacred Creators Oracle pull, and it'll just be really quick. So let's just see what's in the energy for tonight. Okay, well, the fierce serenity wanted to flip out, and it's number 8. So 8s could be significant, which 8s also are in alignment with abundance, right? And there's the lion. So some of you might be Leos, or you might have Leo in your chart, or you might just embody, the essence of a lion. Okay, so this says the essential meanings are strength, quiet force, determination, the energy of the pacifist, willpower, self-control, a pure heart, emotional intelligence, a loving leadership, grounded calmness, infinite patience, a gentle soul, a peaceful warrior. And so say if this were in the reverse, or this was something you would need to kind of like be on the lookout for, the self-care message is losing patience, losing control, allowing your emotions to run wild, not standing in your power, being inflexible, a time to trust your own abilities. I literally feel like this is a contrast of what we were just talking about in the reading with the essential meanings and the self-care message. It's like we're moving from, losing that inner authority into a place where we're moving with quiet force and quiet confidence and self-control and willpower, right? So it says fierce serenity. It's a quality that's embodied by the peaceful warrior and by the majestic beauty of a resting lion. It's a feeling of power and one of flexible calmness in the center of a raging storm. Regardless of any fear or vulnerability that you're feeling right now, this card reminds you that you're strong enough to handle the situation. Stand up for yourself with love and courage and insist on integrity both from yourself and from others. When the world around you is challenging your inner peace, what gives you strength amid uncertainty? Root deeply into that truth, as being fiercely grounded will change the outcome of your current events. Now is not the time for brute force. Lead with love. The gentle serenity you project will be a steady force that will allow you to remain unshakable. Channel your love from the center of a pure heart and bless the quiet strength of your soul. It will prevail when it is given a chance to shine in the face of adversity. So it says, how would your situation change if you let go of the small stuff? What are some of your must-haves and what can you compromise on? It says the peaceful warrior archetype whispers through the actions of extraordinary people like Gandhi, Mother Teresa, and Martin Luther King Jr. Is there someone who represents fierce serenity to you? We all have this energy in us. Where can you welcome more of it into your life? That's pretty spot on. And I think it goes along with the message where it's like you have released so much that like you are okay with taking some time to just be still and let this integrate and like really be with the shift, right? Be with the transition. There's nothing wrong with transitional spaces. Like, I'll let you guys in on something, you know, just from experience. It's like you have to take the time to go through like the void spaces, right? The transitional, the cocoon spaces, if you will. If you don't, you aren't going to take the energy and the information from previous lessons and really be able to get a vision and moving forward of what that meant for you and how has that resonated with you and what shifted in your soul and your self-concept, right? To be able to take those lessons from the past and say, thank you, I don't identify with this anymore, but I acknowledge that I had to experience this for it to shape me to who I am, right? I would not have the opportunity standing in front of me if I would not have gone through this experience, responded to it the way that I did at the time, and then be able to come out on the other side with the information, the insight that I have now about the situation, okay? So, yeah, someone needed to hear this. So if you're here, thank you so much. You're beautiful. Your soul is beautiful. You deserve to be celebrated and cherished, and you are loved, okay? So, yeah, I'm wishing you guys stillness and peace today, and I'll talk to you very soon.